now. Yeah, and it's about to go down. I'm feeling good and I'm liking how it sound and I'm around. And I'm glad you are too. So yo, we come together and do what we came to do. Hold on a sec. I'm about to come up in this joint and catch wreck. No tech and no disrespect, but we gotta talk about something tonight and to connect. Yo, cyberbullying, people online trying to make you feel like they behind all the bad things of the earth and they trying to scare the hell out of you for what it's worth. But yo, it might not be real to you, might not be real to me, but for these young cats they see, because they understand the effects and they grew up with this kind of thing because they all into tech. So we figure we can just log off and I ain't worried about them. Have y'all do it soft. Well, that's how we see it, but let's take another point of view. Well, so be it. Is it like this and that? I'm going to do it like this and that, and I won't scat at this particular time. The rhyme is going to get said. We going to make sure you don't bleed and won't get bled. Kind of like a radiator or a heater. Do you understand what I'm talking about? I'm going to give you a shout. Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's the Daily Go Getimism Show. Thanksgiving Eve. Hump Day Wednesday. Shout out to everybody that's off tomorrow. Shout out to everybody who has to work tomorrow. Shout out to everybody that's off on Friday. Shout out to everybody that's going to have to go to work and get that guap, get that money. Yeah, you think that's a joke? It ain't funny. I got to make sure I got hold on. Let me do it right. Yo, I got to make sure that I can pay the bills and you can believe with all of your heart that I will. And it's never going to stop. I'm reaching the top. I'm going to make sure I'm kind of like the king of pop, not like Michael Jackson, but I got action. And I'm asking y'all, well, yeah, I break my backs in and do I have to work too hard or should I work smarter, not harder? And they say God will provide. The Lord will provide. Do you feel that thing in your heart inside? What's up, y'all? Like I said, Hump Day Wednesday, all up in your area. It's the Daily Go Getimism Show. I'm your host, Sun752. And tonight we're going to talk about the effects of cyberbullying. The effects of cyberbullying. What do y'all know about the effects of cyberbullying? For a lot of us, you know, for us Generation Xers, cyberbullying isn't even a real thing. It's like, it's a real thing, but it's not like a real thing. But it is really something that we should be taking seriously these days because cyberbullying and cyber threats come in so many different forms that any one of us can be affected by a part of it. Now, like when you really think about it, when somebody is trying to scam you online or steal your identity, that is a form of cyberbullying. Now, you may not look at it that way because if you're used to bullying being the threat of something physical, yes, then that won't be real to you. But what is more of a bullying than somebody trying to take your money, somebody trying to affect negatively on your livelihood? It's a real thing. It's serious. And it's something that we have to take into consideration on a daily basis. How many of y'all out there have had your identity stolen or have lost money on a credit card scam? You know, people getting your credit card number, your CVC number, and you know, money being taken out of your account. Maybe you recovered it, maybe you didn't. But one thing is for sure, you didn't want to have it happen again because it could cause a hardship for you, and it's also a bunch of red tape. It takes up a lot of your time. So, and when you if you think that bullying is only the threat of something physical, well, you have to remember that a lot of times when you were being bullied as a child, if you were ever bullied, or if you were ever the bully, you also took things like lunch money, like food, like any kind of items that whoever bended to your will would provide for you or would give up to you or would submit to you. So yeah, cyberbullying is a real thing. And because the internet is not going away, because it's here to stay for the foreseeable, I don't know how I don't know of another system that will ever come along to replace the internet. This is where we're going. This is where we have been for the last 30 years. And this is where we're going to be going So it's something that we have to really take into consideration, and we have to take it seriously. So tonight we're going to talk about it on a different level. We're going to talk about it on a different level because, you know, we're going to have a conversation about trolling. We're going to have a conversation about identity theft. We're going to have a conversation about catfishing. As far as I'm concerned, all of these are internet threats, cyber threats, and in many ways you could put them under the umbrella of bullying. So let's get into it and get involved. Let's get into it. Get involved. Let's get into it and get involved. These puzzle pieces right now, we gonna solve them involved with this thing. And I gotta bring it to y'all. And I'm gonna do that right now. All of y'all, please participate. Do me one favor, hit the like button. And we can reverse, no. And we can increase the flavor. My neighbors know that I'm down with them. I won't let nobody mess around with them. If you drop packages off to my crib and they gonna take them because that's how we live. Ain't nobody gonna steal them off my step. So we make sure that security is what is kept. But when you're online, you're by yourself. Can't nobody do nothing for your cyber health. You gotta learn, you gotta educate yourself, and if you don't do that, you can lose your wealth. And you don't want to do that. Who want to do that? I don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. I knew that. Then we could do better in my lives, and we're gonna start the day. What's going on, y'all? Y'all okay? I know that I am, so I ain't trying to see nobody getting robbed by a scam. All right, at Ghost, what's good? What's good, man? Thanks for coming through. And Alexa, Wolf Girl, Vampire, Shy, Sad. Sheesh. What's going on? How you feeling? Dog with chips. Glad I don't hear them ghetto crickets chirping anymore. Got nothing. I got nothing. Jessica Johnson, thanks for coming through, man. Appreciate y'all. So yeah, man, what do y'all think? What do y'all think about these cyber threats? I mean, is this thing a real thing to you? When it comes to cyberbullying, cyber threats, is this something that you take seriously? Now, like I said, a lot of Generation Xers, a lot of baby boomers, like those of us who are getting older and those of us who are already old, we look at it like you can just log off of this thing. You don't have to participate. But then we wind up getting jerked, scammed, robbed, stolen from, just like anybody else that does participate. When it comes to cyberbullying, when it comes to cyber threats, anybody can get it. Anybody can get it, even if you don't participate in social media, whatever. If you've ever shopped online, if you've ever ran your credit card online, you are subject to cyberbullying and you are subject to cyber threats. That's the way that works because it never goes away. Once you put your information, once you put your name, your address, your social security number, your credit card numbers, and all of that kind of stuff. Once you put them online, one time is there and is there to stay. Because even though you might delete it off of your hard drive, it's on somebody else's. And once it makes it on somebody else's, it can get to more people than you could ever control. And that's why a lot of people take the internet seriously. And that's why people who don't take it seriously do all kinds of crazy things that they later on regret. That's just how that works. So let's talk about it. My girl, Kim's Wims. What up, Kimmy? What's going on, baby? What's going on? It's good to see. My eyes are on thee. Indianapolis all in the house, all up in the crib. I know where she lived, not exactly the address, but I guess that if I needed it, she would provide. And if I ever come through that, yeah, we gonna ride. We've been down since like 2009, and it's never going to be no other different way that I can find. So I'ma dedicate this segment. We're gonna get this thing and get a leg up on the competition. The mission is very clear. I'm trying to put these rhymes all up deep in your ear, your chair, if you like them. And if you don't, then you boo. But yo, I'll still have to go on without you. If you don't want to take this ride, I can provide something else for you to have a Uber or Lyft inside. The ride is kind of plush, but if you rush, you might run into a tree and bust. Your whole shit up, your fronts, your back, your shit will get hurt. I ain't trying to see you go out that like Levert, dying young, 40 years old. You understand, yo, I'm just trying to make sure that you take a stand. All right. Sure, Halsey, what's up? What's going on, my? Good to see you. And Minko, what's good? What's good? Secret, what's that? Secret Al, what's good, man? Thanks for coming through, y'all. Do me a favor, man. Just hit the like button. I know. We light right now. We light right now, but it starts off that way. We grow. If the participation is low, then that means that every person is super important. That's how I look at that thing right there. But yeah, cyberbullying, cyber threats. You know, I want to thank y'all just for coming out, because I know a lot of y'all could be cooking right now. Some of y'all probably are cooking, going to be, cooking throughout the night, trying to get the dinner together, trying to make sure that the house is straight. You got things to do, family. It's a family gathering holiday. It's a big deal to many people. But it's also one of those holidays where, a lot of people have a lot of contempt for this holiday. A lot of people hate to see these 3 holidays come along. The Thanksgiving, the Christmas, and the New Year's, because those are gathering holidays. So sometimes, those can be painful holidays when you think about the people that you used to spend it with and they're no longer here, and or people that you have estranged yourself from. You have estranged yourself from some people that maybe should not have been in your life. They didn't deserve. They ain't got no business being in your life. So I want to thank y'all for coming through just for this. But we're gonna still rock out. We're gonna still rock out because that's what we do. So this cyber threat thing. Now, I really wanted to call it, cyber threats, whatever, but I decided to go with cyberbullying, because why not? Like, why not? You know what I'm saying? Bullying these days has taken on a whole new meaning. It's not like it used to be when I was growing up. When you were bullied by somebody, they were pretty much terrorizing you. They were threatening to hit you. They were threatening to hurt you. They was threatening to take something from you. And a lot of times they got away with it. And, if you were never taught to stand up for yourself, you could have been a victim at any time. So when you reduce bullying to the physical thing, a one-on-one threat between you and somebody that's bigger than you or tougher than you, harder than you, more determined to win than you, when you reduce it to that, then you probably don't take cyberbullying or cyber threats into consideration. And I used to be that way too. I was the type that looked at the internet like, this thing ain't, it don't move mountains. This is not something I can't do without. This is not something I can't control. But the more you utilize online, and that's the way of the world today. And if you don't think that it's the way of the world today, try to use things like paper money in every place. There's some places where you cannot use physical currency. And cash is my thing. I like cash. I like cash money in a big fat knot that I can peel off. I like pocket money, and I like it bulging. All 4 pockets if possible. But the thing is, not everybody deals with cash anymore. So when you're not dealing with physical currency, you're dealing with the internet. And when you're dealing with the internet and you're dealing with your money online, now you have put yourself basically in the space of everybody else who has put their information online. And there's no way to escape it. Not only that, but it's a paper trail. So if you commit a crime somewhere and you are using your credit card to buy gas, food, lodging, anything like that, the authorities going to easily catch up to you. Physical currency makes it a little bit harder. It may slow down the process a little bit. But like when I go to the Eagles game, I'm a Eagles season ticket holder. When I go to the Eagles game, guess what? I can't use cash. My cash money is no good. The thing about it is when you swipe your card, you put it into cyberspace and you have to trust that nobody will use it against you. And there aren't that many ways to trust that. We're subject to human behavior. And then you know how human beings do. Yeah. What up, Harry's Arts. What's good? Says my biggest fan. My biggest fan. All right, cool. Thanks. My biggest fan. And Info Spot 411. What's good? Costco gas station can't use cash. A lot of places don't use cash because cash can be stolen. You could be subject to, being robbed at gunpoint and all of that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? People target places that have a lot of cash on hand. Not only that, but a lot of people have counterfeit bills out here. I was watching. You know what? I was watching First 48. I was watching First 48 the other day. And on this episode of First 48, they were following the case of these young cats that they were carrying around all of these counterfeit bills. And they were going to stores, making the store owners exchange the fake bills for the real bills. This was the stupidest thing. I mean, so instead of just robbing the place, what they did was they gave them the fake bills. Like, let's say, listen, I need you to exchange $1,500 for with me. And they would say, well, no, I don't want to do that. And then they would put the gun in their face and make them exchange the bills. I'm like, well, why didn't you just stick them up? Why leave a paper trail, a federal paper? You're already committing a state crime. Now you got the fake bills, so you're gonna get the Secret Service in on it. You know what I mean? So a lot of places don't want you to use physical cash. They don't want you to use paper currency. So the alternative to paper currency is not a check. Back in the day, a check used to be the alternative. Check or money order. Some places kept that for a long time. They wouldn't get a credit card machine. They wouldn't get a card reader. Even the Philadelphia Water Department, I used to go pay my bill in person, and I used to have to take cash. That was the craziest thing I ever saw. No credit card. Same thing with the DMV. I go down there, and, PennDOT, that's Pennsylvania Department of Transportation. You go to renew your license or, do something, the DMV, whatever you needed to do. Yeah, no cash. And they didn't have a credit card. So you had to know exactly how much you needed for whatever services you had and either write a check or go get a money order. It was a pain. It was a pain in the ass. Bad. But hey, they was like, ain't nobody gonna come up here and stick up the whole DMV. We ain't got no cash. We got a lot of people working, a lot of people waiting, but ain't nobody got no cash. Well, they probably had it on them, but we don't have. Shirley Cheryl, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. Shirley Cheryl, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. What's going on? Am I going to see me some of you like always, right? I am. It's always good to see you. It's always good to see you. Always good to see you. Info Spot 411 says, I bought a pack of money markers off of eBay. Good to have. They are around $6 to $8 on eBay. Okay, I don't even know what money markers are. Dave Figueroa, what's good? Good to see you. Good to see you, my dude, without a doubt. And Info says, I remember the American Express traveler's checks. Oh my God, yeah. Remember if you had an American Express, you thought you was the shit. You thought you was the shit. Like you had to have clout to have an American Express. Traveler's checks. So not only were you using checks by American Express, but you were traveling. You didn't need no cash. You were traveling. You was writing checks. You didn't need no credit card. It would go on your credit card account and you had to pay the full amount at the end of the month. How is it you had clout with American Express because they didn't have any credit limit, but you had to pay the full amount? You know how many people messed up their credit behind American Express? I remember knowing cats that tried to buy a car. Yo, I'm gonna buy a car with my American Express. I got a gold. I'm like, they have the power to decline some purchases. Like, if they know you can't afford a $10,000 purchase, they're not gonna, they're gonna decline the car. Well, how can you decline a car that don't have no limit? I'm gonna go get me a Honda Accord, mustard color, with the car mustard color Honda Accord coupe with the caramel colored seats. I'm gonna go get that joint. I'm like, all right, let me know. Come pick me up after you get the car. What's that? Mosin died AHS? Shut up, uncle. Oh, wow. No, that's rude. That's awfully rude, dude. But I don't care. Varshay, what's up, ma? Good to see me. What's up, Varshay? What's up, ma? Good to see you. Varshay, good to see you, ma. Info Spot says a lot of liquor stores and small businesses use money markers. You mark the bill. Oh, and the mark. Oh. I definitely know what that is. And you said the right word. That's what they call money markers, to make sure that the bills are right. I've seen people push around counterfeit bills pre-money marked. And it wasn't marked with a real money marker. They took a brown marker and tried to make it like, look, these bills are real. Like, you're not going to mark it with your own shit. Like, oh, these already been marked. Nah, okay, how many? we ain't going out like that. We're not going out like that. All right. By the way, y'all know y'all can call into the show. Y'all can call into the show. You can act like you know. You can dial the digits, and I'm gonna tell you what's up, yo. Let's go. I said a 319-527-6199. That's the number to call. I said a 319-527-6199. Yes, y'all. I said a 319-527-6199. Yeah, get on the line. I said a 319-527-6199. Yeah, get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. 319-527-6199, baby. Call 319-527-6199, and I will get you on this show. Act like you know, and there is no censorship on this show. You know when you call in, but there's censorship in the chat, though, and it doesn't have anything to do with me. You know, YouTube don't play around with UC and but when you call the line, I'll let you get your shit off, and it will never be soft. Let's go ahead and get dressed. Let's go ahead and get dressed. Let me put on my threads. Let's do something. Let's get in your head. Word. Let's go, y'all. We're talking about cyberbullying tonight. We talk about cyber threats tonight. And we're going to do it to death, and we're going to do it like it's never been done before. We got to have this conversation. Real people participating in real talk. How do I look? Am I dressed appropriately? Do I have is my uniform pressed? Is it straight? Are we good? All right, let's go. Which one y'all wanna wear? Which one y'all wanna wear? Which one y'all wanna wear? Is it the one on the left? How you like it? How you like it? How you like it? This is the one in the middle. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Is it the one on the right, y'all? This is one. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? I said the one on the right. What do y'all think? Is it the one in the middle? What do y'all think? Is it the one on the left? What do y'all think? Which one? Which one? Which one? Cheryl says the middle. Cheryl says the middle. That's this one. That's this one. Forte says Jeffrey. Let me see. All right, come on, y'all. All right, we got two for the middle. We got two for the middle. We get one more for the middle and we good. We get one more for the middle and we good. All right, now this is the one on the left. That's the one on the left. That's the one on the left. That's the one in the middle. Middle. And that's the one on the left. That's the one on the left. Did I say the other one? All right. So we got two for the middle. All we need is a tiebreaker. I mean, well, it's not a tiebreaker. We just need one more. We just need one more. This is the one on the left. This is the one in the middle. And this is all right. So middle it is. That's this one. All right, let's get ready. All right. Looking good. Levels is good. Levels is good. Levels is good. Let's see. Give y'all the ocular proof. Give you the ocular proof. I like this one. All right. Looking good. Ladies, y'all looking pretty, looking beautiful, looking lovely, looking sweet, looking sexy. Real sexy, you know what I'm saying? Brothers looking handsome, looking suave, looking debonair, looking smooth. Got your soft stuff on. You're looking pressed, looking dressed to impress. You know what I'm saying? You can go to the club, you can go to church, you can go to a wedding, you can go to a cabaret, you can go to anywhere you want to go. But when you go, just make sure you act like you know. Take a screenshot. I'll give her what you got and take a screenshot. You know you like it a lot. You take a screenshot. Yeah, you get the pot. You'll take a screenshot. Yeah, you know because it's hot. Let's get popping. Let's get it popping, y'all. Cyberbullying and cyber threats. Cyberbullying and cyber threats. Let me ask y'all a question. It's an easy one. Have you ever been scammed online? Lost or somebody took your password and possibly took your social media account online? All of these things are cyber threats. You know, even if you have just clicked on a link that made you have to restart your phone or your tablet or your laptop or your desktop. You know, these things happen and they happen often. And, you know, these are things that can really turn a person off from the internet. You know what I'm saying? It's not a good look. Getting scammed online, losing a social media account, losing money out of you, having to change all of your passwords, or having to change all of your PIN numbers. You give somebody your wrong, like, you know how it is when you lose your wallet and your wallet has all your credit cards in it. You know how that feels. You know how it feels. You know, you be pissed off when you lose your wallet. You know how you want confirmation that it's actually gone before you have to call all of your credit cards and whoever, you know, to make sure that that nobody else can steal any more money, because you don't know. When you lose your wallet or your pocketbook or something like that, you have lost a big chunk of your financial and your private life. So, you know, and you know, if you've ever lost your wallet or lost your pocketbook where it had all your stuff in there, let me ask you this: how long would you wait before you called all of your creditors to change your, you know, to order new cards or change your passwords or PIN numbers and all of that? How long do you take to make sure, to be 100% sure that you have lost it and that it's not coming back? How long does it take? Like, do you do it immediately within that hour? Because one of the worst things that can happen is you go ahead and you call your credit card, you call your credit card accounts, and you tell them that you lost your credit cards or whatever, and then they freeze your account and they tell you that they're going to send you another card. They see nowadays on the internet, they can give you your new credit card number right online. Here we go online again, and you can use your phone. Apple Pay, Google Pay, Samsung Pay. They got to pay for almost every company. So, yeah. So you called all your credit card companies and told them that you lost your shit. And then guess what? Somebody found your wallet, or you found your wallet. You realized that you was just drinking and you misplaced the shit. And now all the automatic debits, well, you know, what do they call it? The automatic bill payments that you may have had. Now you gotta give them the new number. It can, you know, like, it's a pain. It's a pain. Wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that happened to none of y'all? Or y'all still stirring potato salad and macaroni salad? I mean, you know, I know, I mean, some of y'all up cooking. Oh, this is a good example right here of cyberbullying. Varshay says, if we call, can we still see the video? Like, will it have an echo of while we're talking? Well, you need to call in with your phone. So I would suggest that you call in with your phone and look at the show on another device. But what you can't do is call with your phone, and like, you actually need to use your phone like you would call a regular person, because it's a whole different app. You're not calling into YouTube. You're calling a phone number. So, yeah, I hope that helps. Jeffrey says, you look ridiculous with those beads on. Pretty ridiculous. Okay, I look ridiculous. Well, some people think I look dope, and people have actually wanted to buy these beads. I don't care if you don't like them, but he says, you just need to put on a wig. You just need to put a wig on now with that big old lady necklace. There ain't no lady wearing no necklace that weigh this much. But you've come to the right place, because this is exactly what we're talking about tonight. Cyberbullying. See, this is when cyberbullying is really not a threat. This is really not a threat, because I can tell by his name that this is a bitch ass nigga. Let me see. He says, Ungawa, my brother, you gotta get on beat. I'm on beat. I'm always on beat. Your karma is bad, brother. You wear protection. Shake it, bake it, don't. Okay, so he needs attention. He needs attention. But imagine if this dude was good at the internet. Imagine if he had a way to get your IP address, find out where you live, find out who you know. Suppose he was a real threat instead of some stupid ass troll trying to get somebody to laugh, or trying to fulfill his own little deficiencies, because, you know, evidently he's inadequate in his own life. Imagine. No chill, bro. Like, imagine if you was a somebody. Imagine if you had like your own shit where people came to see you. Can you imagine? Like, I know you can't imagine. Your little sucker ass can't imagine anybody ever really liking you, loving you. You don't have that in your life. I don't even know you. I can't even see your picture, but I can tell by your demeanor, just by your actions online. And this is what we're talking about. Cyberbullying, cyber threats. You can get a profile of dickheads like him. Like, I'm good on the internet. Like, I could actually go to your profile, find out what your real name is, because you have to use a government name in order to get an account. Like, all right, I'll show you a little bit. I'll click on his name and I'll go to his channel. Okay. Let me hold on. Let me go to this channel. I'll go to his channel and I see, all right, he has 1 subscriber and he's been on here since 2018. So basically he's on here just to use the internet to watch videos. That's his objective. And that's cool. So Jeffrey Orzulak, 9790. 9790 is probably his birthday. September 9th, 1990. It may not be, but a lot of people use that type of shit. But me understanding why somebody would use those names after their name to separate himself from all the other Jeffrey Orzulak. Yeah. So this dude is a Virgo, a bitch ass Virgo. I'm actually surprised. Because normally I get along with Virgos. They cool people, smart, but they. Yeah. So if I really wanted to, I could plug his name, because this is obviously his government name. I could take this and do a little internet search and find this bitch ass nigga. And who knows? I may be that type of guy. I might be the type of guy that's predatory and petty enough and that's steadfast in my quest to make somebody respect me that I could do him in. And maybe, his family members. Now, I'm not like that, but there have been people who have done that. So you can't necessarily write off people on the internet as just being on the internet or somebody that you can just log off from. There are predators and crazy people who are on medications, people who really, really are out here trying to make a difference in negative ways through the internet. So they might steal your identity or they might steal your life. You just never know. You just never really know. So, let me see. Listen, so, he's trying to cop a plea now. Like now, I don't really give a fuck what you say. Not that I cared all that much before, but now I don't want to hear it. Because I got the drop on you. I got your attention. I know how to use the internet. I can find you. I could find you, dude. You can find me too, but you're not as smart as me. And I can guarantee you that. But let's move on. Varshay, what we talking about? What we talking about? Let me see. T. Carey, right? Morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going directly into your site. What's going on? Says every time that Jeffrey is here, he tries to bully you. He's been here a lot. I know. I did his channel activity. So he comes through on a regular basis, on a regular, degular. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, you all on my dick and trying to diss at the same time. That's like being in a closet. You're gay, aren't you? Jeffrey's gay. He's definitely not a woman, but he is a bitch. No disrespect to women or bitches, but much disrespect to Jeffrey. Much disrespect. Adam Young. What up, Adam? Get at him. Dave Figueroa says T. Carey is sick with it. She can find out who, I ain't gonna out nobody, but yeah, what they say, F around and find out. I don't think you want to know. I don't think you want to know. So anyway, Dave Figueroa says, I don't get how people do all that stuff on the internet. That's why it's best to treat each other right, because anyone can find you if they want. Peace and love, y'all. I mean, it's the truth. You know, people make money on the internet. Some people make money by selling things, and some people make money by stealing things. And there are a lot of people who, you know, if you're on social media and somebody comes into your inbox posing as a woman, you know, sexy picture, you go to her profile. It's a brand new profile. You know, they got this beautiful woman, and she maybe made her profile, I don't know, last month. And you thinking, like, as pretty as this woman is, as banging as her body is, you mean to tell me that she only has this amount of friends, and she never responds to comments that people put on her pictures? Like, that's a dead giveaway. But cats online are so thirsty. So she get in your inbox. Hey, how are you? And your dumbass fire back. Hi, hey, how you doing? And then she's going to ask you, hey, where are you from? That's always what they ask first. That's how you know it's a man behind a profile. Like, so you sent me a friend request or a follow, and my information about where I'm from is clearly on my profile. Clearly on my profile, but you asking me where I'm from. So I always tell them, I'd be like, yeah, I'm from California. Like, why not? And then they might say, or I'll ask them where they're from first. Like, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I'll be like, me too. Like, inside Atlanta or out in the burbs? Because that's how you back them up quick. You're like, what high school did you go to? Because I went to like, start pressing them. After that, you ask them, all right, you know what? Since we getting along so well, let's video chat. So then they're gonna start bitching. No, I don't want to video. My phone is broken. The camera on my phone is broken. I can't video chat. If I tell you how many times I've heard that bullshit, it must be in the script for it must be in the internet scammers script. Like, yo, if they ask you to video chat, say no. If they ask you to call on the from the app that you contacted them from, say no. Something is wrong with the phone, and you broke your phone. Something is wrong with the phone, and then ask them, can they send you money for a new phone? That's how that goes. All right. Let me see. Oh, Adam and Jeffrey are the same thing. They like brothers or cousins. Transgender. So we have two trans women going on here. All right, cool. Well, y'all do y'all thing. It's a free country. Dave says, I know I ain't hiding who I am. Hey man, I mean, listen, you don't have to put your profile picture online. I mean, everybody doesn't have to know who you are or see who you are. In many cases, it's not safe for you to show your image. Of course, doing a video show, that wouldn't be, conducive to what I'm doing. But you have the right to hide your image. It just seems awfully coincidental that people who don't have a profile picture be the ones talking the most shit. Because they know or they think that you can't argue with them because you can't see them. So they can talk about what they can see with you, but they think that you can't talk about them. But when they come to me, they've come to the wrong place. Because based on what you write, I can see more than I can talk about more than just your physical features. I don't need to see. I don't need to see what you look like. Like I can see that you're attention starved. I can see that you're not that smart. I can see that you don't know how to write that well. I can see that you can't spell. I can see that you don't use punctuation. So I can kind of see your education level. I can see that you don't really know how to interact with people. You are socially awkward. You're inept. You're not a popular guy. Here it is, almost 3 o'clock in the morning, and you see what you're doing. And that's no disrespect to anybody else that's here, but everybody else that's here is actually trying to learn information, exchange information. They're trying to do something positive for themselves. It's a positive interaction. What y'all doing is that childish, immature shit. But I was thinking about this today. This is Thanksgiving Eve. If this was 30 years ago, even 20 years ago, I would have been turned up. I would have been out having fun, partying somewhere. I probably would have got on stage earlier tonight, like, Wednesday night before Thanksgiving, we're going to get on stage and then we're going to be giving the hell of the show because we are pros. We're going to make the people laugh and collect that dough. And what comes after that? We going to get fat and get a couple of drinks, buy a couple of minks. Well, we ain't make that much, only a couple of hundred, but that's enough for the drinks and getting blunted. And I say I wanted more out of my life, but I got me a girl tonight and she gonna be my wife. At least we gonna do some family things. You understand what I'm talking about? She gonna treat me like a king. You think she ain't when she will? We ain't taking pills, but we gonna act like we got Viagra skills, And my name is O, and she wants to say that loud, and she gonna say it all night. Proud. All right. So that might be them too. It might be. All right. Varshay says, Adam, you must be Jeffrey's sidekick. I know they on each other's dick, and then they both on my dick. I mean, the irony. All right, so let's go. We have a caller on the line. You think we don't when we do? We have a caller on the line. Let's see who. All right, let's get turned up over here. Let's get turned up. Make sure that we're coming through loud and clear. Caller with the last numbers 0297. Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. Thank you for holding. What's on your mind tonight? What's going on, my dude? What's up?
Hey, this is Ed from Detroit. My YouTube channel, InfoSpot411 in the chat. Oh man, some great stuff you're talking about tonight. To add right now what you're talking about, another thing. Like I'll use me for example. I did a bunch of YouTube videos back in 2020 when I started my YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. Now I just go on YouTube, watching videos, and I enjoy lives like yours. But what I was going to say is, you could go on my channel, pull up one of my videos, my pictures all over, on with different videos, and then they have the Google image search. Mm-hmm. So it wouldn't take long for you to If I have a Facebook or Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, any of that stuff, which I have a Facebook page, and I've had it for years, you're going to pull up my picture and you'll get Ed and my last name and you'll get information on me just like that. And if you want to pay $10, you can do an intelligence search. And you could say, I remember Ed telling me he was born in August of 74. So, yeah, I mean, all that stuff's out there. I mean, and then there's, some people, there's software programs that could cloak your IP address when you do stuff online. But a lot of people I just put it simply, they got issues like I'll use Crazy Steve. I found him a little intelligent, a little funny with some of his comments, but you hit the nail on the head with Crazy Steve. He's just there to hate and try to get reactions out of people. And when we started talking football and just, you don't respond to him. It just was like, okay, I'm boring. He's probably trolling some other YouTube live or some other YouTube channel. And it's just, people got issues. It's like, don't you have things going on in life? Like, get laid, going to sleep, watching a movie, doing something. If you're just on here each night just to do dumb shit like that, know? But going back to what you were talking about earlier, I don't know if you remember this in the news, but there's even a bigger problem where there was the car dealerships. I'm just using this as one example, and they pinpointed it somewhere in Europe or Russia, I believe it was. But anyway, they were able to hack in and take control of the software program for like the GM, Ford, and Stellantis Chrysler dealerships, and I think they also got Toyota. They were in this software program allowed them to tie in Michigan at the Secretary of State, some other states at the DMV. So when they would sell cars, they could put up the temporary, print up the temporary license, on the paper, and they could do the activity of the Secretary of State instead of like back in the 80s and 90s when they used to have to send somebody from the dealership over there to process the paperwork. And then same thing. When you go in a service department, let's say you got a VW Touareg, I remember you saying. You go in the VW dealership, bam, 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 they punch in your information real quick. Okay, yeah, last time you had an oil change was this, and you're due for a trans flush or this or that or the other. All that got hacked, and they had to close down these dealerships, a lot of them, for like 2 or 3 days. And then the Ford dealership I went to, they were going old school, writing out these slips, and he had like piles in this one little corner office stacked up. And he's like, as soon as the stuff comes back online, we got to put this all in there. And then luckily they were going to cabinets, pulling out old work orders to get information on some vehicles, but when I was talking to the service manager, it was like, well, that's a scary thing with this technology. Everything is so dependent on the computers and the software. And when this shit goes down or like it's been taken over and it was hacked, what's plan B? I do believe it was in the news that they ended up paying like $20 million or $15 million to get this thing freed up, the software program. This company was insured on it, and the FBI was investigating it, the last that they found out. But see, that's another scary thing. And some of these banks getting hacked and other major services, they get hacked and get this information, and then they'll hold up a corporation or even the government, whatever it is. It's I guess it's kind of like you have pros and cons to everything in life. That's one of the disadvantages of being so dependent on the technology and the software.
Yeah. Remember a few years ago when Apple got hacked and all of those, remember the cloud got hacked and all of those celebrities, all of their little freaky photos and videos was coming out and all that kind of stuff. And I remember years before then, Sony PlayStation got hacked. The Sony website got hacked and we couldn't play for a few days. I remember that. You know what I mean? So this is serious shit. So if Apple and Sony can get hacked, you know how much information, how much financial information, what a database of people that you have to choose from. You know what I mean? Like from the projects all the way to the hilltop mansions. It's crazy, and you may not look at this as cyberbullying, but in order to be bullied, you just have to feel the threat. So if you fear going online because somebody may steal your information or because somebody may look for you and find you, whether it's an old flame, somebody who is stalking you, somebody who is obsessed with you in some kind of way. Many people have gone through this. Plenty of times, even on just this channel, people have I don't know if they looked me up or whatever, but they've named streets near where I live or whatever, so to try to make me think that they're near or whatever. I'm like, listen, you can find out anything you want. It's what you do with the information that matters. But all of these things can make people shy or afraid or hesitant to go back online, and that's all the threat of bullying that you need. When you feel like there's a danger for you just going online, which is supposed to be a device of convenience, that's just not that's bullying enough for me. It doesn't have to have anything to do with somebody hurting me physically, but if somebody can threaten to take something away from you the same way a bully would do, like punching you in the stomach, and it's almost Christmas time, so one of my favorite Christmas movie is probably A Christmas Story. Oh yeah, you know what I mean? So, because when the dude was bullying shit, what's his name? Anyway, I know the main character. Yeah, doing also the narration. Ralphie. Yeah, Ralphie. Yeah, when they were bullied, when that dude Wayne and whatever, when he was bullying Ralphie and Ralphie just had enough and he started going on him, whatever. Well, before Ralphie had enough, he was getting beat up every day. He was taking the gut punch. He was getting punched in the chest. He was getting embarrassed and all of that shit. And all he wanted was that BB gun. All he wanted was that BB gun. Nowadays,
the Red Ryder.
Yeah, the Red Ryder BB gun. You'll shoot your eye out. You'll shoot your eye out. You'll shoot. Nowadays, he would be the mass murderer on one of these college campuses or one of these schools. You know what I'm saying? He would be an active shooter. And hey, listen, because now it's the internet that it's not necessarily the in-person bullying that makes people come off the hinges. Now it's the internet. Now, before, it was only people who went to your school, people who lived in your neighborhood that ever saw you get bullied. Now you have people who don't even know you adding on to the bullying by teasing you about getting bullied online because somebody posted a video of you and it may have gotten a lot of traction or even gone viral. So everybody saw you get it's feeling like damn near the whole world saw you get your ass whooped. It could take somebody over the edge.
Did you bring that up? Like one thing I just remember that I do is, it could be, that kind of gets into bullying, but just the fear, but I kind of look at it as just like, it's precaution. But I have a lot of like my port file stuff. I don't leave it on my computer, or I don't trust the cloud. I have an actual hard drive, and then I have a backup hard drive. And if it's something I don't have written down, I pull out my hard drive, I'll plug it in. I just hate, even though I like Bitdefender, I run that through my PC and I got it from my smartphone.
Yeah.
Not that I'm promoting Bitdefender, don't get me wrong here. Anyway.
No, I'm familiar with it though.
I'm not as trusting, and maybe that might get into a little bit of like a distance stretch from the bullying, or more like, I just feel more secure doing something. Yeah. But because of what goes on and what you're talking about, that's why I like to put some stuff in. I'm more trusting of having on a couple hard drives as well as I'm still old school. Some shit I'll write down, keep in the folder, and lock it in a file cabinet. Now I know, okay, this is my go-to. Oh shit, I forgot my password for such and such. I always have my paper and like, oh, I can go to that. But as you were just saying, it just made something pop in my head as a suggestion for a future topic for one of your shows coming up, because you were in comedy, is political correctness, and especially dealing with comedy. I see that kind of tough. I don't want to get into the whole topic, but that would be a good topic, a suggestion for a future show that, when is it too far? And then, what are some of the changes? Like here, let me give you just this quick example. One of my favorite comedy movies is Die Hard with a Vengeance with Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson. And the stuff that they say in the jokes in their movie, I'm like, man, they would never allow that movie to be made that way. I think it was in the 90s when it came out, like the early 90s. Like when they had the one scene and I just was like, was it? Yeah. Samuel L. Jackson goes to Bruce Willis. I know you want to call me the N-word. Just say it. Just say it. And then Bruce Willis goes, and everybody starts looking, and Bruce Willis is like, no, I wasn't going to call you the N-word. I was going to call you an asshole because you're an asshole. It was some other stuff in that movie. But it's just like the political correctness of today. I just see that movie, they would probably like, oh, we can't go with that. No, we don't want this. But anyway, just a suggestion for a future topic. Made me think of something. You brought up the movies, and then the Chevy Chase National Lampoon's Vacation. That's still my favorite, man. I always laugh my ass off when I watch that once a year.
Which one?
The Christmas Vacation.
Okay.
With Randy Quaid. God, that thing was so funny when he's emptying out the sewage in the sewer. When he's picking up that tree and had that old Ford station wagon. Just so many scenes in there just had me just laughing.
What was your
Christmas Vacation movie?
What was your favorite vacation movie? National Lampoon's Vacation. Mine was the original. That thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I used to watch. That was in the VCR days. I used to watch that movie over and over and over. I was like, this is the greatest comedy I ever saw in my life. This shit was hilarious.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that one. The scene where Christy Brinkley was in the
oh my God.
The Ferrari Lamborghini.
Yeah.
The car up.
Remember?
Then he was going in the pool. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy.
When his wife caught him, and he was like, I don't like her. She's ugly. I was fucking dying. She's ugly.
I got to bring this scene up because you could probably relate to a little bit better than I can. But remember when they took the wrong turn, they ended up in the project.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Expressway.
Yo.
It's like out the street, make a left, and my uncle Leroy, he's at the gas station. He'll tell you exactly how to get out.
Cause I don't know, right? You know what I mean? That shit was fucking hilarious. But when he killed the aunt.
Yeah.
And just dropped the arm. Oh my God. That movie was too much. Definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Definitely one of my favorites. But this online stuff, there are a lot of ways. There are a lot of ways to make yourself vulnerable to attacks, and there are a lot of ways to be able to protect yourself. But you have to be diligent. I mean, you have to be vigilant. That's the word I'm looking for. You have to be vigilant. You have to know what you're doing, and understanding, knowing how to read the room and things like that. And what I mean by being able to read the room, like you have to understand or be able to identify a threat when one is present. If you think that nobody online is a threat, then you are definitely naive. But if you also think that everybody is a threat, then you're doing yourself a disservice because you might be cheating yourself off of a positive experience. For example, like you and I don't know each other, Ed. You and I don't know each other.
Right.
we've never seen each other in person. We've never, been able to physically feel each other's energy or whatever in person energy. This is a show. So of course things are different when you're in person. But everything starts at one, and this is the one. So if you look at everybody online, like they're all faking, they're all phony, they're all after all out to get me or after something sinister or something like that, then you're really robbing yourself out of an experience, and you're also incorrectly auditing an experience that you're going to have to utilize. There's no way you can get around using the internet anymore. Even if you go out into the woods and decide to live off the land, you're just going to rough it for the rest of your life. How are you going to get in touch with anybody? Are you leaving all cell phones? Because I know people who have talked about this. Hey, I'm off the grid. I'm off the grid. No internet, no phone, no blah, blah, blah. But they always come back. You need the grid. Mm-hmm. And it's unfortunate that you can have an experience that has affected you so negatively that you feel like you don't want to interact with anybody, deal with anybody, see anybody, be seen by anyone, where you feel like the threat from an unknown source is that strong, to whereas you decided to put your whole life on hold. And this could be from people who don't even know you. And when you think about it, if I don't know who you are, how do I know you can't see me? Even if I go off the grid, how do I know you didn't see me go off the grid? It's a tough situation, and allowing yourself to be. And when I say allowing yourself, I don't want anybody to blame themselves. But what I'm saying is, by putting yourself or holding the perspective that everybody is potentially horrible, then you kind of put yourself in a position to rob yourself or put yourself in a paranoid state, and it's probably unnecessary. If you've ever been around a rescue animal, it's so hard for a rescue animal to trust. Because imagine being an animal, a wild animal in the first place, and then after being domesticated, you were abused, and now you have been adopted by other people who don't want to abuse you, who want to, reinstill confidence in you and have you, live a good life as an animal. Now you have to try to trust them. So, you'll watch a rescue animal be very nervous, pee on themselves, and you're just trying to pet them. You're trying to comfort them. You don't know how that petting feels to them in that state. To them, it may feel like you're scrubbing them with a Brillo pad or the steel wool or something like that. Like maybe rubbing them with barbed wire. You don't know,
and then the trauma they might have been through
exactly,
by the previous owner. Some might have one when it would discipline them and they'd go to pet them, but they'd use that to grab the back of the fur on their neck and throw them across the room, and then it takes a while to.
Some animals never recover from that, and some human beings never recover from those experiences either. It's not as easy for everyone to get past it.
That's where, too, is piggyback a little bit with, like, I think it was last night or night before you were talking, or the relationship stuff. Some people, it's sad. I've dated some women in the past where I've just been put in a box, no fault of my own. Like going back years ago when I was in my 20s, I've had some women I dated in the early 30s and whatnot, and then they had these bad experiences. And like, yeah, I can't deal with men in their mid 20s or 20s because they're just out to get a piece of ass, and then after a few dates they see someone else and we're gone, and they'll all tell me what I want to hear, this and that. I'm like, I'm not the 2 or 3 people you've been burnt before. Yeah. I'm not saying I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Right.
But it's such a disservice. You're putting other people in the box. It'd be like, let's say you date somebody who's Muslim and you have a very bad experience. Don't put every other Muslim in that box, because some people are just people. But yeah, now, what can we do? We can't change the world, but it's good to know this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, okay, well, it's easier to get through that breakup or what happened. Say, I remember listening to son was telling me about, yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tough. It really, really is, because you know how they say perception is your perception is your reality. I really wish people wouldn't say that.
I'm with you. Reality is reality.
Yeah, your perception is not your reality. Your perception is your perception. It's based on is more based on what you don't know than what you do. So they really shouldn't push sayings like that. And another one that I have a problem with is speak your truth. No, it's not your truth. It's the truth.
Yeah, the truth is the truth.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So if it's my truth, I get to say it in any kind of, I get to decorate it in any kind of way. I get to embellish in any kind of way. I get to misconstrue. I get to take out facts and infuse other things that didn't happen because it's my truth. That's the way I felt it. Okay. Yeah, your truth. Yeah. And the funny thing about it is we weren't looking at these things this way until the internet. The internet was pushing the perception is your reality thing. The internet was pushing the whole speak your truth thing. The internet has everybody running around here speaking these psychology terms like narcissism, narcissism and what's the
energy is another good buzz.
Gaslighting. That's the one I'm looking for. Gaslighting.
Yeah, that's a new one. Gaslight and that's a new buzzword. Yeah.
Gaslighting.
Especially in the political circle.
Oh my gosh.
And then word salad was the other big one that popped up with
Yo.
And then they were using all over the news. It's like, oh my God, I can't take
it. Was irking the shit out of me. I swear to God, I never heard anybody in general conversation use the word salad. In my whole 54 years, I swear to God, I never heard it. And none of my elementary school classes, my middle school, high school, college, nothing, nobody. And there was surely word salad being used somewhere in those areas. I'm like, at this past election, that's all I heard. I didn't hear word salad in 2020. I didn't hear word salad in 2016. All I heard in 2024 was word salad. It didn't matter what they were saying. It's all word salad. All word salad. I said, ain't this about a bitch?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's like you said last night, the copycat. Everything's so copycat. And I do like sayings, like one of my few sayings I've had, I've said it to people before, and a couple of my best friends, when I meet other people and with them, like, what's that old saying you said? That is so true. And you're going to love this one. This is just something I learned a long time ago. But anyway, people who talk a lot know nothing and have nothing. The people who have and know talk very little.
Yeah. I think it's true. I think part of it is true. Because the longer you, the more you talk, the more you'll reveal. Whether you meant to or not, somehow it'll start to come out. With in college when you joined a fraternity or a sorority, one thing that the sorority brothers or sisters would have their new recruits do. What do they call it before? Their new pledges.
Is it pledging?
Yeah. Their new pledges. What they would have them do is they would get them drunk, because they knew if they weren't used to drinking a lot, they were going to start talking. And I remember, a guy saying that, that's how we'll bring the truth out of you. We'll get you drunk and we'll bring the truth out of you. And I said, how would that be the truth? If I'm under the influence, if that's when the truth comes out, then if I get caught drinking and driving, I should be driving under the influence of the truth. I was fact driving.
That's a good point.
I was fact driving, officer.
Yeah. Here's another good one. Since you just brought that up. Now I got a criminal justice degree, but yeah, no, that's a good point on fact driving. You ever hear police several times, like if you watch an episode of Cops, you watch all these YouTube videos now, they're getting these police body cams, and they'll always say, unfortunately, we don't enforce civil law. That's something you'll have to pursue on your own. If it's a civil matter. But like here in Michigan and several states, traffic tickets, back in the day, I think it was the 60s and stuff, they used to have some of them as misdemeanors. And they're officially titled civil infractions.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to get a pissing match with a fucking cop, but it's a good question. Say, is it true that law enforcement, police, do not enforce civil law? And when they say, no, that's true. Yeah, we don't deal with civil law. Say, well, why is it that you give civil infraction tickets out there?
It's true. I mean, it's a valid question. Yeah, of course. You don't want him to enforce his discretion upon you, but yeah, I mean, it's those guys who try to use what they say, universal law. With statute, this, that, the third, blah blah blah. I have the right to travel. I don't need a. I'm like, oh god.
Oh god, those are the what the fuck? Sovereign citizens.
That's what they like. Sovereign citizens. Yeah. I'm like, oh, here we go. How come I never see them win? Do they ever win?
None that I know of, and I'll tell you the mistake the big mistake that they make. They look at there's different sources of law. They'll look at some federal court case, appellate court or Supreme Court decision, and say, "Oh, look, it says here in this court case that if you're not transporting commercial goods, you're not required to have a license and blah 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 blah." But they don't understand every state has a motor vehicle code, and that's a state law. All 50 U.S. states require you have to have a driver's license when you're driving, operating a motor vehicle. So. And I call them, my nickname is, I call them the YouTube attorneys, Another point I'll make, like with these Second Amendment audits, these bozos walk around with guns in a public place. Yeah. Like Michigan's a right to carry state. Just because something is legal doesn't mean it's a good fucking idea. Point in case, a lot of states it's legal to drive a motorcycle without a helmet. Is that a good idea?
I don't think it is.
And these morons, the police all come rolling up, and sometimes the cops are nice. They just say, "Hey, we're getting hit with 911 calls, and people are having a panic." Well, that's their problem. They need to be aware of the law. Am I being detained? Blah 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 blah. And it's all to make some YouTube video and just be a fucking idiot. But it's like, dude, you're causing a panic. A lot of people would be a little concerned when someone's got a gun on their hip, a handgun, and then some of these idiots strap a rifle. But oh my Lord, And then I catch on to these First Amendment auditors. They're the ones who do stuff that will provoke law enforcement just to get the confrontation and make the video, and they make money getting their channel monetized, and then they start selling their merchandise, and all that they got their affiliate links. It's all all roads lead back to money again.
Hey, you follow the money, you'll find it. You'll find the answer. The money always tells the truth. It is the motivating finder. It will find who. Oh, so this is what this is all about. Okay, got it. I mean, you may have other things that were influencing what you were doing, but you definitely money will definitely tell you exactly what's going on. Any TV show, any program, any popular thing out there, you just watch and see who's funding it, and there you have it. Boom, boom, boom. So they can, you know what? One of the problems that I had, you know, a lot of black people were you know, really pissed off about when blacks were discriminated in Hollywood through the movies.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, there was some Jews a lot of Jews, you know, always sort of acted like they were on black people's side, and they were saying like, yeah, you know, it was a shame that, you know, y'all were discriminated against. And I'm like, but when you looked at the studios, all of them, who owned them, they were owned by who?
Mm-hmm.
What people?
Harvey Weinstein and these other guys. Yeah.
I'm saying like y'all sanctioned it. Like y'all directly profited off of every film that was made. Y'all owned all the studios, Metro, Goldwyn, and Mayer. All that was all you. So I'm like, yeah. What Judge Judy say? Don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. Like, come on, man. You know. So it's the same thing going on with the internet. You know, you think that like BET hasn't been owned by a black person in years. Bob Johnson sold that shit in like 1990, some old crazy shit like that. So, you know, they have black centered program or black targeted program, but it's not black business. But I will give it to them. Right. They never promote that. They never say, yeah, black business. They didn't say it because they can't. It's Viacom. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. You know, but that's just another case of you follow the money and then you find the truth. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
People going to watch the show anyway. But yeah. But yeah, you know, this internet thing, when you talk about internet bullying or cyberbullying, or you talk about cyber threats, there are threats everywhere you go. But you can't live your life just like there's the threat of violence anywhere you go. You can't allow it to keep you in the house forever. You still have to live your life. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like turtles can be easily eaten by crocodiles. Doesn't mean that they can't go in the water.
Right.
At some point, they have to get wet. You know, a turtle is not going to stay on land forever. So it's just it's hard to disseminate or discern, you know, or separate what's good and what's bad on the internet. But one of the things that the internet provides for you is an education on how to navigate it. How to find out what you need to. And it's a shame that we're walking around with these computers right in our hand. These are fully functional desktops, laptops, and we don't know that. A lot of people do not know that their phone has the same capabilities as any computer does. And it'll teach, the phone itself will teach you how to use it. It's not. Remember back in the day? Remember like in the early 2000s, late 90s, when you would buy a cell phone, it would come with this big thick ass instruction book. You know, to show you how to use the phone.
Yeah, those.
The big ass manual.
I got mine. Yeah, my first one, I think I got 97 or 98. And it was one of those big, gray, bulky Monopolies.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But you know what I found interesting? It is another concern with the internet on this topic. I know you don't like him, but I found it interesting. As he was asked this question, Elon Musk was asked, what's one of your biggest concerns in the near future with technology? And there was something else asked on it, and he said AI. And for example, there's a couple of these websites now. You can Google this stuff. I can pull it in and just pay like a subscription fee or whatever. But I can go call somebody or do a video, whatever, and I can get Michelle Obama's voice. I can get, Rihanna's voice. I can get Tom Hanks' voice, whatever, as well as some of the stuff that's being done with these photos and videos. Like that one guy, somebody posted this video. I mean, and I'm using this example. People might have seen it. It was kind of funny to me. But there was an interview with Eminem, and I think he was on Jimmy Kimmel or Fallon, and then they matched the voice perfectly to his lips when he turned and whatnot. And he said, I had Diddy call me up or something like that and invite me to the party, and I told him he can go fuck himself. I ain't going to your party or this or that. It was just the funniest damn thing. And then I thought the damn thing was real. I'm like, holy shit. And then I saw that, that this was a fake video, and then YouTube had to take it down after it was posted for a week and all the other.
I heard about that video. Yeah. I definitely heard about that video.
It's just an example of this AI stuff, and then whether there's a charger scheme, these freaking robots, and it's like, a lot of it's good, but there is a lot of bad use with it. And like you're talking with the technology we have, back in the day, let's say we had a conversation and we're talking about, I always hear that cancer is the biggest death, but what about the number of people that die from such and such or this or that? Well, back in the day, we'd have to go look that up or find a source. You went to a library. Now you just get on your damn smartphone. You can say, okay, how many people in America die every year from drunk driving? How many die from lung cancer? And it's instant access and information we didn't have, if you grew up in the 90s, like early 90s, 80s. So I do see a lot of good things. Take the computers. With Microsoft Word. I still remember in the day when you had electric typewriters when I was in grade school or middle school learning on that, there's good and bad with everything, I guess, in life, but as far as what we're talking about.
The electric typewriter, boy, wasn't that a great thing? And then they came out with a word processor, like a word processor? Ooh. Shit is crazy. Shoot. I still remember the manual printer where the paper they had this round thing and the paper went. They had ink on it, and they would put like a worksheet on your desk, and it was actually wet. You could smell the ink on that shit. It was crazy. Like, I mean, technology wise, we've come a long way. But a lot of things have come and gone, and a lot of people thought that the internet was going to come and go too. I don't think so. This is it. But speak on the AI thing. AI is dangerous. Yeah. It really is. Yeah. Because you really just if you already didn't trust the internet, now there's no coming back with this AI thing. And honestly, I don't see the need for AI. I don't really like it. I think that in the hands of a predator, the damage that could be done with this thing, because they're going to improve it to the point where at some point you're not going to be able to tell the difference. You're just not going to be able to. Somebody's going to get that good at it. So, this thing can cause a whole lot of problems. And the thing that concerns me is that what can happen is that these AI images can start a war easily. A false flag type of situation where it looks like an American ship was blown up, or a plane was shot out of the sky or something like that, and it looks so real that you don't maybe another country or our country reacted before we found out whether it was true or not, because maybe it was mixed in with some other truth. So you have AI plus an actual event that happened, and now you're sort of making it harder to draw the lines between the two. But yeah, this thing could get extremely dangerous. And even before AI, the Vietnam War was started. Well, the conflict, yeah, it was a total lie.
Incident.
Mm-hmm. So
yeah,
and that was before AI. So
well, like here's my big concerns. With the AI, kind of like which some of it came true in the 80s with robotics, is affecting America. Well, I'm speaking, with our country, affecting America to the point where I would see this would be a big benefactor for like corporations, rich, meaning people like high up in the management, near the 1% scale or in the 1% scale, where it'd be like, oh, well, we got to march out 600 employees, here at Ford Motor Company, and this type I can get it done. It's more money in our shareholders' pockets. This is more money and revenue that we could post. Well, too bad, so sad for these 600 people being employed, oh well. And then the security threat, kind of like I worry about, is with nuclear plants or electrical grids, stuff like that. How should I say, the development of AI, what's to come. It's kind of like how the Terminator whole thing touches on that. Like, well, is this a science fiction, or is this maybe a possibility in some years to come that you could have computer system take over itself and it's woof.
Yeah.
Like the scary thing going on right now, man, with this Ukraine-Russian thing, is all this drone warfare. Holy smokes, I'm seeing these North Korean soldiers that they brought in, and these Russian soldiers together, but they'll send in like 2 or 3 drones, and then they'll have these jammers. Jammers hit them, boom, they crash the drones, but then so many, like a quarter mile or a mile behind them is like a group of like another 15 or 20 of these armed drones. And they'll be like, okay, they crashed over here, and they come in flying fast. Before they could jam them, then they see their vehicles, they see where they are, drop the bombs, boom, 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 and it's like, holy shit, we might be getting to like, what was it, Star Wars Force Awakening, when it's just all these robots fighting each other and shit, I'm like, damn, there's some scary stuff I'm seeing with it. Like, we're just on the cusp of this.
Yeah. It's going to expand. This thing is going to get that, and that's the thing about the internet. As soon as we think that, all right, we've done enough, this is where it's going to be, we're going to settle here. No, they keep expanding it and expanding it. It's like the universe. There seems to be no limit to the technological advances that will come forth. And of course, all these technological advances are for money. So as long as there's money to be made, there will always be basically upgrades and updates and and different stuff. So can you imagine what's on the mind of developers now? Like for what we have right now, can you imagine what they have planned for, let's say 2035, 2040? Because all of that stuff is in the works. When they come out with a new phone every year or whatever, they've already had those prototype designs for years. But of course, they're not going to dump them all on you at one time. They're going to space it out. One new development per year. So, it would be like the Samsung 40 and the iPhone 58. It's just going to keep going.
Here's something I'll use an example as you bring that up, which when you talk the money and the technology and stuff is there, but I think it's being oppressed because this is something that would just take out like Xfinity, Comcast, and these other major companies. Why isn't there more like free Wi-Fi, county, city Wi-Fi, municipal? You know what? I think if you actually put a vote, let's say you're in Philadelphia, and is it like Philly and Allentown are in that are you Bucks County, or is that the one that's near you?
The surrounding counties are Montgomery, Delaware, and Bucks. Like Lehigh,
Okay.
Allentown is in Lehigh County. That's a little farther out.
Okay. Well, let's say in Philly, for example,
Mhm.
I'll use this as a city. Let's say a vote comes. For all property tax will increase 1%, but in return, they're going to put out a free citywide Wi-Fi. Now, if you want a faster Wi-Fi, or let's say you have business purposes, you could still go to, like Xfinity, Comcast, or AT&T or whatnot. But what I'm getting at is that would just cripple these companies and these outrageous prices that they're charging these consumers, for this the internet, the broadband, and the Wi-Fi, and have the cities put it out. I mean, everything costs money, but like I say, if you put out a minimal fee, you'd probably have 3/4 of people in Philly say, "Yeah, fuck that! I'll pay an extra percent, get free Wi-Fi, no problem. We'll fund this sucker." But it's these major companies that keep that shit. Just like I feel for years, the oil companies didn't want that EV technology. There's major problems with it, and lithium was a big thing that got it going. But it's taken a chunk out of them, and I can go on and on. But as far as what we're on with the topic of the technology, that's something that's going to be coming. It's just being oppressed now when you have the big lobbyist groups and these big industries that are probably keeping the free Wi-Fi from being put out, especially, when you start talking low-income areas like rural America, or urban cities where a lot of people, like in Philly or Detroit, they don't have an extra $65 to pay to AT&T or Xfinity to get the broadband and the Wi-Fi, and but that's something that I think that change is going to be coming.
Yeah, I know Xfinity offers free Wi-Fi, and like Xfinity pretty much runs Philadelphia. Like we have FiOS here, but they're good for mostly just cable. They have their own internet, but they don't have the Comcast owns the lines. So no matter what kind of internet service you get, you're probably going to have to go through Comcast in order to have the towers. You know what I mean? They own everything, and they also offer free internet if you're a customer. Now there are areas where the internet is just free, but of course that's open internet, no security. You know what I mean? So I mean you can use it, but you basically putting yourself in a hacker's paradise, and but there is free Wi-Fi out there. Now, how much they provide varies. Of course, it varies. Because there's some areas even where they have the free Wi-Fi where the signal isn't that strong, or it's still hard to access it. Like the signal may be so weak that you're not getting any type of speed, so it's almost worthless. So it's an option, but it's probably of course no options are going to be as good as the paid option. That rules. And we also T-Mobile, they have the wireless Wi-Fi thing going on. The home Wi-Fi, shoot, I don't know. I have T-Mobile phone service, and that's not even very good in my house. So there's no way I would take a chance on the internet. Like it's never been good on here. I've been a customer for double-digit years, so that's that.
If you just mentioned that, this is something else that I've talked about before, where I was like, man, what about a bitch? With the cell phone companies now, the three major players, T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon, who I'm doing with Verizon. But it wasn't too long ago, maybe it was a little bit longer ago, but they used to charge, the first big gimmick deal was the minutes.
My
if you pay
God.
extra money, you got weekend minutes. If you want to start your night and weekend minutes at 6 p.m. for an extra $10 a month. Boo. And then when the Blackberries came out, all of a sudden it was like, oh, if you want unlimited texting, then you want the $60 plan through Sprint or Nextel or, you know, a Verizon. And then all of a sudden is when the smartphones came out and data mobile was the moneymaker. It's like, oh yeah, you get unlimited talk and text. Yeah, no problem. It's the data mobile was the moneymaker. I'm like, oh, I thought that this cost these cell phones. All along, it didn't cost these cell phone carriers any extra money with these text messaging in the minutes. It was just like, okay, this is our big cash cow. And now that the data mobile's the cash cow, it's like, oh yeah, any plan you get unlimited talk and text.
It was a money grab. And if you think that was a lot of money, what about all the money over all those years with long distance calling? Oh my God. Kid, they should be rich forever off of the money they made off of that. Worldwide at that, like, oh shit. And none of us knew that it didn't cost any more money to call China than it cost to call next door. We didn't know. And they capitalized off of that for years and decades since the inception of a phone. They were making that. Oh my gosh, people were having their phones cut off because of long distance. They remember the 1-900 numbers and all that little shit. Oh man, that's
they used to advertise like crazy, wasn't it? MCI. We had all these other
MCI, Sprint.
You want a long distance carrier. You got family members out in Florida or out in Utah, and you live in Philly. You want to get with MCI. It's only 8 cents a minute. AT&T is 15 cents a minute.
MCI WorldCom.
It really didn't cost them any shit.
Yep, that's where AT&T came from. That's where Sprint came from. MCI WorldCom. They made so much money off of that shit. Cell phones blew the lid off of long distance calling. They had to get rid of it. I'm sure that there's some executive that was probably like, this was the dumbest thing. I was making so much money. Everybody was getting paid. Why did you do this? But hey, you just find another way. So yeah, they're charging so much money for data. No. So now you don't get unlimited data anymore. Well, it's unlimited, but if you want the 5G or the 4G, you have to pay a certain price. Other than that, you get the 3G, which is way slower in today's technology. I wanted to talk about. Now you really only have like 3 or maybe 4 cable companies or internet companies. You also, if you notice, you really only have about 3 phone companies. I mean, actual cell phone developers. What we have? We have Samsung, we have Apple, and
I think
we have Google.
Is Motorola its own player, or does Samsung make the shit and just stamp Motorola on it? I see they still have some Motorola phones.
Motorola is still out there. Sony Ericsson is actually still out there, but they're all but done. You know what I mean? Apple and Samsung and Google are pretty much the only game in town. Now they have other cell phone companies, but most people are not going to. They have other cell phone developers, but most people are not going to trust them. So I think you have Cellular One. What's it called? Something with a 1 in it.
Yeah, it might be it. And some are owned by the other ones. Like the big one is that Boost Mobile, but I think that's owned by T-Mobile. They used to be part of the Sprint network.
I'm only talking about the companies that actually make the phones.
Oh, my bad. You're still talking about the companies that make the phones. Okay, yeah.
So Nokia is still.
That's about done. Oh,
yeah. Nokia is actually still out there, and Huawei. There are a bunch of them, but there really are only about 4 major players. Everybody else pretty much has to come through them. They got LG. They stopped making cell phones in I think 2021. So they stopped making cell phones, and HTC, they were pretty good. They went belly up. They stopped. Even though you have Nokia, you don't see anybody with a Nokia phone anymore. It's just the monopoly shit is real. It's a very, very real thing, and we don't really recognize the power of it and the problem with it until we understand that now phones are going to cost this much. They're going to cost so much, and there's nowhere else for you to go. It's like the price of food. It's like the price of gas. They're the only games in town, so they don't have any incentive to bow down to the competition or to have more fair pricing.
Yeah.
Hold on. You know what? We have another call on the line. Wait a minute. Let me see. Another call on the line. Caller. I'm sorry. Caller with the last number is 1132. Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. What's on your mind? What's on your mind tonight? What's good? Are you there?
Hello.
Hey.
I got a call. Yeah.
Wait, you have to turn down your device. There's a lot of background noise.
I'm turning it down.
Okay.
I was calling about the subject.
Okay.
Cyberbullying.
Yeah.
You have to be careful. You have to know what you're doing when you're online, because people get jealous and want to pick with you for no reason. And you can't put everything out there. You can't overshare.
Okay. What do you mean by what do you mean by oversharing?
Well, a lot of people like to document their life. You know, it's not nothing wrong with it if you know what you're doing. But you do come up with people that try to bully you or try to compete against you when they don't even know you.
Okay.
You know, because I'm pretty sure you don't put everything out there. You still don't know that person.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you go behind the scenes and tell that person about who you are, you know, but then you know them. But I have been a victim of cyberbullying. But I like to network, you know, and until it outweighs the bad, outweigh the good, I'm gonna continue to do it.
Mm-hmm.
If God put it in my heart. This is Stacy, and I have been cyberbullied, and I'm glad I don't go on sites that I don't know what I'm doing. Like, you have to protect yourself.
Okay.
You have to protect yourself. You have some people that's really mental out there.
Yeah.
It's really mental, and it's really mental when they do come behind the keys. They want to reach out and touch you.
Yeah.
And I feel don't nobody need to know information if you're not dating. I think that if you're dating and they're trying to find out about you, that's the only person that needs to be doing a background check on you. If they're trying to find you and you're dating, or you want to give them that information. Other than that, ain't no doggone female got no business knowing what you make, what's in your pocket, unless you choose to reveal it.
Mm-hmm.
It's none of their business. I'm tired of it. They look dumb. They look stupid.
Yeah, I can understand. You know, well, hold on. Go ahead.
Yeah. And they think just because you don't write under the comments, my comments is not turned off. To me, that's a coward thing. My comments is not turned off. My likes is not turned off.
Mm-hmm.
I like to support people. You know, and some just, you know, strong in their faith and secure who they is, they support me.
Well, let me ask you this. What do you consider cyberbullying to be?
Cyberbullying is like what I said. When they anything that put you in a not peaceful place. When they coming up against you. When they I mean, everybody has their opinion, you know. But when you being a troll, when you being a troll and getting on people's nerves, and you think people can't see that shit just because you don't comment.
Okay.
I done actually get into not physical fights, but literally fights on the internet. And I'm glad I know how to protect myself. I don't go on sites that I don't know what I'm, doing.
Yeah. Now,
it's really stupid, and they want, like I said, why would you want to compete against somebody you don't know? I can see if you know the person. Literally know the person.
so what do you do? What do you do to protect yourself against cyberbullying since you've had that experience?
Well, it's a friend that if you don't know how to work certain things, your friend know how to do it, and you can reveal to your friend what's going on. It's always good not to be on there by yourself.
I agree.
It's always good not to be on there by yourself, because some things that your friend might know how to, help and know how to get them off. And some things you have to, know. Because some things I could do, I might not know how to do, So, but my friend know how to do it, And I tell people on here all the time, I'm like, I'm not by myself on here. Because they like to bully, think you weak, or they like to size you up and, well, I'm going to pick with her. No, I'm the wrong one.
Do you think it matters on the internet whether you're by yourself or with a group?
It really doesn't matter, because people don't have no life. They're unhappy with their life. They making money and they still unhappy with their life. Or I don't know if they think you doing better than them. You gonna take their shine or whatnot. I mean, they really is obsessed if you're making money, or if you're not making money, they still pick with you. But like I said, I have more good on here, internet and networking and stuff like that. Then I do bad. That's the only reason why I'm still doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, until I'm not happy, because I don't put my religion on everybody, and I don't try to change nobody. I just like to give encouragement.
Mm-hmm.
I like to give encouragement, and I like to live my life, and I document. I'm still on this weight loss journey. I like to eat. I'm a really big girl. I'm small, but we know where I come from. And I had to keep my weight to a certain point. So I like to document my food. I'm not saying that I know how to cook. I'm a great cook or nothing like that. You get it all twisted. This stuff, I'm documenting my food. So how you gonna come up against me because I'm showing stuff?
Okay.
It's crazy. And when God revealed what's going, and like you said, the more you talk, the more you reveal some things about yourself. That's the reason why I don't talk, because I don't want everybody knowing my business.
I understand.
I don't talk. Yeah, I don't. When I'm talking to a dude, I don't tell him everything. Let him find out.
Yeah.
He gonna have to find out. He gonna have to pull it out of me. I don't tell all my business. Mm-hmm. All my friends don't know all my business. Hell, my family don't know everything. I don't tell my family everything. My cousin told me a long time ago, it's not good to tell everybody your business, because everybody is not going to be happy for you.
That's true. Very true.
That's where the bullying come in at, when you start running your mouth.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's definitely true. And some people, and there are plenty of people on the internet and off the internet who want to see that thing happen just that way. They want to stir up a bunch of trouble. A lot of people like controversy. Yeah. A lot of people like chaos. They like the messy stuff. People make millions off it, billions off of it.
Yeah. I don't like it, and I told you a long time ago before you got on this subject. You was like, "What?" I was like, "They come behind those keyboards."
Yeah.
They try. They. Now who would go on and do a background? Because you have to pay for that.
Mm-hmm.
To go into to go deeper and grab stuff. You have to pay for that.
Well, there's a lot you
And
can
that's
get for free
crazy.
if you know what you're doing. You can get a lot for free.
Well,
Yeah.
you can. But why would you want to go and meet somebody? Because you when you trespass, you don't know what the other person has.
That's true. But a crazy person don't give a shit. They manage to be able to concentrate on strictly what they want. But let me ask you this: Have you ever bought something like used online, like from one of the marketplaces, like like OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace, things like that?
I bought during COVID. I bought off. That's the only thing I could do because I wasn't going to no mall or nothing like that. I would buy stuff off of things all the time. I done bought exclusive stuff off of fans and stuff because I knew it was different than going in concerts and stuff. And I have received my stuff.
Okay. All right.
I have received stuff. Yeah.
Do you remember Craigslist? It still exists. But remember earlier in the 2000s or whatever, Craigslist, it was like a crapshoot. Like a lot of people got hurt dealing with Craigslist because there were so many predators on Craigslist. But at the same time, a lot of people made decent money. They were able to sell cars, houses, jewelry, but you didn't know exactly what you were going to get. It was sort of a dangerous situation. And
yeah, I heard a lot of dangerous things. I heard a lot of people go on Craigslist, but I heard a lot of bad stuff about Craigslist too.
there was a lot of bad stuff.
Yeah.
There was a lot of garbage on Craigslist. But sometimes you find good stuff, sometimes you find bad stuff. I found somebody who would teach me how to play the guitar on Craigslist. And it was the weirdest thing because I put it out there that I wanted to take guitar lessons, and this guy contacted me off of Craigslist and had me come out to his house. It was it was the wildest thing. Like, I'm thinking like, what the fuck? And you know what the craziest part about this? That dude was about 400 or 500 pounds, but he could play the shit out of a damn guitar. He was a cover guitarist, so he didn't write any of his music. He was just able to listen to other guitarists play, and he could mimic them.
90 seconds.
But
Okay.
but yeah, he had me and my brother went out to his house because I wasn't going out there by myself. We went to his crib. Mm-hmm. We went out to his crib, and he gave he gave me the lessons, and it was the craziest shit I ever saw in my life. But like he invited us into his house. Like, how did he know? We weren't going to rob him or anything like that. He really took a chance. Now that worked out, but who knows later on? And it was wild because he did wind up getting in some legal trouble after that. It just didn't have anything to do with that. But yeah, sometimes you find something decent, and a lot of times you find something else. But yeah, I got 4 sessions of guitar lessons.
I bought my new edition stuff off of some people that they have fans that be making stuff, exclusive stuff for them. And I wanted to be different. I didn't want to go buy my stuff from the concert because it cost too much. So I bought some stuff online. It took a minute to get it, but I got it, and they was very good about it. They didn't get smart about getting your merchandise to you or anything. I never had problems from ordering from online. Matter of fact, I had a good experience ordering online with Facebook, and stuff like that. So I knock on wood, I never had no problem with getting my merchandise from that kind of stuff.
You a big
But,
you a big New Edition fan?
Oh yeah, I always say I'm the number one fan with Cinch.
Okay. Well, what's your favorite New Edition song?
Yeah, I'm a New Edition fan. I love me some New Edition, but I don't put Jesus. I put Jesus first because I don't want to be crazy for nobody.
But what's your favorite New Edition song though?
What's my favorite one?
Yeah.
Song?
Yeah.
I like all of them. I like all their songs. I don't have a favorite one.
All right, give me your top three.
Can You Stand the Rain? Candy Girl. What's another one that I like? I can't think of it right off top. I've been back for a minute from them.
Okay.
Can You Stand the Rain? Candy Girl. What's another one that you can sing? I like their newest one. They had Hit Me Off. That's the latest one. I don't know if everybody know that one.
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, I'm a New Edition fan. I always been rocking with them. I by me being in the Lord, I come away from all that, a lot of music. But I take a peek back and I go look at them and find them online and see what they doing or whatnot. But yeah, I buy stuff from online. Sometimes you have good exclusive stuff that you don't see nobody with, and that's where I like to be. I like to be different.
That's cool.
But I protect myself online because there's some crazy people out here.
I agree.
You just want to have fun, and they want to be crazy. And I don't even show my life as nearly as I really want to. I couldn't be no content creator because I want to turn my phone on. I want to, do certain things. But I can't because if they act crazy with the little bit I show, how they go act when I, come online.
Yeah. Well,
You understand what I'm saying? How they go act?
Yeah. The internet is a crazy world, but I mean, this is what it's going to be. That's the thing about it. It ain't changing. It's only going to get bigger.
You also meet a lot of nuts.
Mm-hmm.
I met I dated this guy that I used to go to school with. I met him from the internet. Well, I knew him from school, but we actually met on the internet. It was the internet that brought us close together. But
Okay.
it's like I said, I have more good than bad. I like meeting new people. I have great friends from the internet, but then I have some crazy ones too.
Mm-hmm.
Some crazy ones that came up against me.
Yeah.
And I got my heart broken from the internet from females that I thought was real cool. That ended up turning out not being so cool. Great. Yeah, I just, I don't go on like, that's why I don't go on Twitter and that's why I don't go on Snapchat because I do not know how to work it. And if you don't know how to work something, you have to protect yourself because you never know who will come up against you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know what you're doing, don't be on something that you don't know what you're doing or how to work it. Like I said, I know I'm not high tech. I'm not gonna say I'm illiterate high tech, but I know the basics. And what I don't know, I have somebody that knows more than me. And I'm not gonna put my business out there and tell what I don't know how to do because I don't know who's listening to this call. I understand my name and whatnot, but
I hear you.
My friend probably know. Yeah, because you have to get these people, because they be doing it for money. They have a whole lot of money. Like you say, you make a certain amount on Facebook. I don't know what to believe, because some people say they make more than that. And I know you're very truthful. You're very outspoken, and I have learned a lot from you. I don't know why you wouldn't lie about how much you made on Facebook. And I'm like, why are they lying and saying they make so much money on Facebook and they doing all this? But look what they doing. They being mean-spirited towards people, and they making good money.
Look, man, I made $6.33. That was my October winnings. That was my purse. You know what I mean? $6.33. I need to play that in the lottery. I know I'm going to win.
It's like kidding me, because these people are literally selling their souls to the devil when they sit up there doing all this stuff, but they claim they're making all this money.
$6.33. They might be getting like $20.
Oh my God. If they get $20 and they doing all this stuff, it ain't even worth it.
We're getting like $20. But listen, we got to get on up out of here. But I appreciate you calling in. I really do.
I just want people, I want all the good people, if they using the internet, please be safe, because these people are crazy. They know how to come behind them keys.
Yeah, they do.
Be safe. Be safe. Have you a partner on here that know what they doing. Y'all just, get them off of there if you can, but it ain't good to be on the internet by yourself.
All right. Well, thanks a lot.
Be safe and have a blessed night. I got up out of my sleep to call.
Hey, listen, you have a happy Thanksgiving.
Because of this topic.
All right, cool.
Y'all have a safe night.
All right, you too.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, hey, man, we gotta get on up out of here. We have
one more thing before I take off.
Go ahead.
Just want to remind you, you probably didn't have a chance, but when you get time, I sent you those 2 videos to your AOL.
I wrote you back.
Address. Check them out when.
I wrote you back. Yeah, I returned it. I returned the email. I replied.
Look at me. I'm here talking. I got to check my Gmail. I'll do it right after the show. I'll check my email. I'll reply back to you, man.
Yeah. I definitely knew about the Africans. The problems that they were having in Ukraine. I actually remember that. And and the other ones with the white supremacists. I wasn't surprised at all, though. I mean, it's Europe. Right. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's Europe. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And there's such a big neo-Nazi resurgence or development in Russia. So I'm not surprised that it trickled down to Ukraine or any. Listen, Hitler wasn't as hated as people or history tries to make it seem. If you learn the real history, he was actually very admired and appreciated by many until he started fucking with. It's like, everything is cool till you started messing with my shit. You know what I'm saying? As long as he was doing it to somebody else, nobody said anything. But so
it was just the point I was making that example. And I appreciate you checking it out, and I'm going to check my Gmail after the show here. It was an example of how this stuff was like suppressed in mainstream media. Why is it I find this shit through these obscure news networks? I'm like,
they don't. They're not pushing
Fox,
that.
CNN, they all got international ties and stuff, man. It's just like, oh no, we don't want this out for different reasons. No,
they didn't want that story. Man. Yeah, that didn't fit. That won't fit the narrative. But I remember in the beginning when Russia first invaded Ukraine, that's why a lot of black people were circulating those videos, because it actually was on mainstream media at the time, and there was a big problem with that. So it's more of the same shit. But there's other way more heinous stuff going on when it comes to this war and when it comes to these countries that won't fit the narrative that needs to be painted for their viewers and for the I don't want to say donors, but for the advertisers. It's always for the advertisers. You know what I mean? It's the same thing right here on YouTube. It's the same shit. They'll pay for certain things. Yeah. As soon as if I'm not in compliance, they put that little yellow thing on that dollar sign. That means like you're not gonna make as much money as you could because you're not saying what we need you to say. So I get it. All right, Ed, we out of here, man.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, man.
Happy Thanksgiving to you. Many more. All right. Good stuff. All right, y'all. We're gonna do these birthday shot. Birthday shot. Birthday, watch the Europa series. You will see the truth about World War II. I could tell you a whole lot about World War II. I had this box set, this box DVD set. It was called 100 Years of War. And that shit was so deep. I studied, I took a lot of history classes when I was in college. A lot of American history, a lot of world history. And this 10 DVD series, it was called 100 Years of War. They gave the inside track. Like, speaking of World War II, it was talking about how, they have us in our classrooms thinking that America joined the war because of Pearl Harbor. Wasn't true. Or on the other side, they have us thinking that it was because the Jews were being persecuted and they were being killed in the gas chambers. Not only did the United States not give a shit about that, neither did Europe. And that's how Israel got started. Like, all right, yeah, look. So you telling me that if we give you a state of your own, then y'all beat it the fuck out of here? Yeah? All right. Here, take this space right here. What's this? It's Israel. It is? Yeah. Well, it says Palestine on it. Don't worry about it. Everything will be all right. Anyway, let's do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious November 27th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box, Soul Jordan. Happy birthday to you. And also Tiffany Rouse, and also Califia, and also Cheryl Aves, AVZ, Aurelius Garcia Adams, Rachel Akusa George, Anthony Jeffries, Regina Thompson, Taj Runnett, Nicole Nikki Smith, Jennifer Craig, Leslie E. Hicks Gorham, and last but not least, my man, Legend Noel. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious November 27th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out. Rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. Anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, go hard, go for yours, and remember, the internet is where we stay. That's what we're looking at right now, right here, this hour today, and it's not going to go away. So you have to find a way to play the game in the way that you need to play. And I'm going to say one thing to all y'all. Two things can be true at the same time. But y'all need to understand that no matter the truth, you're going to have to protect yourself and show proof that you're okay, because people are worried about you. You worried about somebody else. Yo, protect your health and protect yourself. It's going to be good. You can't lose a game. You understand when it's understood. And the hood that you come from means nothing. I'm telling you the truth out of my dome. I'm not bluffing. It's really something when you really think about it. It's crazy out here, out in these streets. And I doubt it would take you anywhere that you don't want to go, as long as you are in the driver's seat and you got your own flow. And I say, hey, yo, what's the deal? Are you talking about the way that you think or the way that you feel? Have you separated? Are you hated? Are you loved by the people that you know? Are you above the fray and things, the negative things that people might say? Yo, my kings, yo, it's gotta be that way. When you really break it down like an enzyme in time, you gonna hear the things getting broke down in another rhyme. The crime that pervades, and I know that you can fade all the way to black. You are under attack. It's a cyber attack, and you can always log off, but your information is still there, and it ain't soft. But yo, once you figure it out, it's going to be to your benefit, and you going to figure out that shit. Yo, don't be scared of the ghost you can't see. It ain't no spooky boogie man out there. It smell like dookie. This shit is crazy, energetic, or lazy. No matter what they do, no matter what they say, it won't faze me. Well, that's easier said than done. But listen up, hun. I am 7'5'2", but I'm really not the one. I'm done when I'm finished, but I will diminish anything I don't want to see in my world. And I'm talking to girls and boys and many men. I say got many friends, but I don't need another one if they try to bring me from 10, because I'm trying to stay on high. You understand why? Because I gotta be like LL in 89, that type of guy, and I'm fly. Well, at least I think I'm Miz, and you don't think I'm Miz. Who the fuck is you is? Yo, the kids, the babies, the animals, the trees, the plants, they coming through. Yo, they mainly on plants. Remember, the ants on plants remain mainly on plants. But yo, no, the aunts and fronts remain mainly on the plants. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Yo, don't stop trying to stress me out. It's gonna be okay. I'm rhyming for nothing today, but I'm still gonna collect checks and get mad respects. The text that I pull out, I got a Tech 9, Tech 11. I'm gonna do this shit because my name starts with 7. Actually, it starts with son. But 7 is like the 4th letter, but that's a number, and I'm gonna make sure that we slumber. No, I'm never sleeping. I'm keeping my word, and I'm gonna do that shit and study my books like a nerd. But you know, nerds are taking on a new meaning these days, because it can be anybody who knows about a lot of shit. It's crazy, but I'm gonna end this rhyme one time. I know I went for a while, but I figure y'all gonna listen to this shit tonight and flow upstream like a Nile river. I give her, I shiver when I'm cold, and I put on a jacket because I just can't hack it. I stack it like the chips that I see when I'm making the dough. It's all about that shit. This is the DG show with us. DG stand for Daily Go Getter Mism. I won't smoke ism no more, but when I did that shit, all right. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death, resuscitate y'all, and love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night with another Daily Go Getterism show. Yes, on Thanksgiving for another Daily Go Getterism show. I said yes, Thanksgiving. We will be here 2 o'clock in the morning, yo. Have a good night. If I don't speak to y'all tomorrow, for whatever reason, have a happy Thanksgiving. If you celebrate, if you don't celebrate, then lose weight. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Make it worth it. You heard? All right, hold on. Blog Talk, we gonna get you out of here. Yeah. And for my YouTubers, you know just how we do, but thanks for coming on through. See you on the other side, my boobers. I can't take off my necklace. I can't remove my chains. I can remove yours too, so we can get out here like slaves in chains. I appreciate you coming through. I would never lie to you about that. But I'm out of here right now, just like a animal that purrs. I say scat. Peace, y'all. 1.